Actually, when I left Oregon, I was, as the state leader there, we had a little bye-bye lunch, and a lot of ministers came and members, and every minister that stood up to talk recounted this story about how I had come. I visited their office, and their office was a mess of papers, and so I cleaned the office. Or this one minister drove a really big Cadillac, and he had a huge trunk, and he wanted to get something out of the trunk, and he lifted the trunk up, and it was just a mess, and there was broken glass. I said, Reverend Williams, you can't, this is not good. So I cleaned his trunk, and then one sister, kind of home member, stood up, and she goes, I too have been a recipient of Pastor Ono's cleaning ministry. And I never realized that I actually Fukiko, where's Fukiko-san? Is she here? When their house now is very good, but when the kids were little and we lived in Seattle, I think 3 times I cleaned. There's Andre. He knows. And so anyway, yes, I remember that helping the Okada-sans to clean their house and make this space lovely. So anyway, speaking of cleaning, we'll get to cleaning later, but. First, I just wanted to mention, it was nice having Sebastian. Where's Sebastian? Is he back? Sebastian, where are you? Can you come show everybody your new bass? Explain to everybody why your bass is so great. He was so excited about this last.
Okay, so I'll start by saying that I've been wanting a bass for like decades. Finally, I was able to get one. It's a miracle of God. So. I get to the mic. Really? Okay. So I first saw this particular bass at the Guitar Center when I was in there looking for something else. And you know how in the Guitar Center they have like the rows of guitars on the wall? They have like 3 tiers, right? So in Danvers, if you go, it's like shaped like a rectangle. You go all the way this way, the guitar wall's on the right, the bass section's in the right-hand corner. This bass was all the way at the top in the upper corner of the wall. And I looked at the price tag. I'm like, this is amazing. I was like, okay, I can't get this right now. And so what I thought it was, because it was looking from the ground, like 3 stories up, I thought, like guitars have like metal frets. You press a string and that's where you get the note from. I thought, well, how cool is this? It's half of the neck has frets and half of the neck is fretless, So I'm like, okay, finally I was able to get this. I ordered it. I never got a chance to play it actually, because when I went back to go buy it, they didn't have it anymore, so I had to order it online. It came out of the case and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, it's completely fretless. So the thing about the fretless is, most basses have 4 strings, this is a 5-string bass, which is like really awesome. So have you ever seen those big upright basses that jazz people play? There's no frets on them and they can slide around, stuff like that. Well, this is the combination of electric bass and an upright bass because it has no frets. So you can do cool stuff like.
Okay.
That's the bass.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Now you know.
Now you learned something new today. If nothing else, you learned a little bit about a bass. Also, did you notice when we watched the weekly update how bright it was? Hiroe-san, I think, replaced the bulb behind there. So if you see him, thank him for that, because it's been a little bit dull, and Chris Hempowitz has been after me. Every time he comes up, he goes, if you put a new bulb in there, you'll see much better. So I wanted to just mention that. And then also on the video update, they had that blessing ceremony in Toronto. Do you know whose dad that was officiating the blessing?
Yep.
That was Kimmy's dad. Just for your general information. So that was her dad there. And then also when they mentioned about the BFM if the BFM is touring the country, and Sumie, how it was on the webinar when they talked about that. And so I think we're going to work to bring them to Boston. So we haven't set a date or anything yet, but talk to Sumie if you're interested in kind of helping with that. So I just wanted to mention those things. How many people watched the Olympics? The opening ceremony? Anybody watch the opening ceremony? Really? Well, not so many, huh? Okay, question one. Where is the Olympics being held this year? In Korea, right? 30 years ago, the Summer Olympics were in Seoul. So 30 years later, they're again, back to Korea for the Winter Olympics. 30 years ago, our True Father was so excited. There were many activities of our church going on around those Summer Olympics. Members were visiting people. I think, anybody remember Greg Louganis, the diver? He actually practiced. He just also did gymnastics, and he practiced at the Little Angels School. And our facilities were being used all the time in Seoul. So also we have a resort spot there, which is probably there's people that we're seeing on TV maybe that are staying in our resort. I'm not sure, but
so the slalom and giant slalom race for the men and women are taking place at our resort.
At our resort, the slalom and the giant slalom.
For the men and the women.
Men and the women. Yeah. So that's. And also, what else is very exciting about this Olympics? Luke? As one. I think they competed. I think it's already over, but it's a round robin, so they'll play more, right? The hockey team. The women's, interesting, they chose the women to do that, the women's hockey team. And it's really quite challenging because the women's hockey team coach is an American, and everything is done in English. So those North Koreans don't understand English, so they have to translate, but still it's very exciting. And also another very exciting point is that, the sister of Kim Jong-un came. So I don't know what the result will be, but somehow it's kind of meaningful for us. And I ran across I ran across a hundoke where Father is kind of addressing his relationship with leaders. And I wanted to read that for you today. So we can have the hundoke, the first one. This is from a speech in 1990. How long have I suppressed my indignation? How many times have I been overwhelmed to the point that all 5 of my sensory organs were choked up? It was not for the sake of meeting all of you. It was for the sake of bringing the rulers of humanity into submission, but not through my body or by guns and swords. Unless I bring them to natural surrender by influencing their hearts through the lineage of love, God's desired garden of peace will not come to heaven and earth. It will be impossible to bring the kingdom of peace. So this is like Father's heart towards changing the world, is not using, atomic weapons or guns. It's by true love. And that's the kind of life that Father's practiced. So I don't know, even now with all the contingent of people from North Korea that are in South Korea, how much this kind of philosophy is being practiced, but that's what our Father wants. So this is not the main topic of my sermon, but I just wanted to share or this is not the main point of what we're going to do today, but I wanted to share that because I do think it is very significant that for us that the Olympics are taking place in Korea, that this is the first time that North and South have had talked to each other on this level in, I think, around 10 years. Is that right, Reverend Kim? I think that's what I heard on the news, that this kind of level of relationship hasn't happened in around 10 years. I don't know how much we're involved. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know any of that kind of thing. But I think it should really be in all of our hearts and prayers that something good can come of the Olympics besides the sports. Does anybody here like to watch the Olympics? Yeah. I know. Does anybody here become a couch potato during the Olympics? Only me? I always thought I always thought it's so kind of ironic that there's all this incredible sports going on but all I'm doing is sitting watching it. It's like, go, you realize all you've been doing is sitting for hours and hours just watching people put forth a lot of effort. But Also, I wanted to share something else that I ran across that I feel from some reflections of one of the true children. I'm not sure which one it was, but I wanted to read that for you as well before we move into our activity. When we look at my father physically, he is an old man. His past 90 years of age, he is past 90 years of age, and he needs help to come on stage. But when we look at our father with spiritual eyes, we realize that he's not like a 90-year-old man. He is truly the new light that we've been waiting for. If we compare true parents with society's norms or the physical world's norms, we can easily end up just like Judas and waste our lives. Whenever we are going through difficult times, we must tap into our own divinity and our own relationship with Heavenly Parent. We must clearly know that there is only one true parent. Our true parents will be eternal, and the true children's job is to inherit their love and to be great sons and daughters of God. So we need to be joyful, be grateful, and rejoice in the fact that we have our true parents here with us. It doesn't matter where they are. A lot of people are saying, when Father ascends to the spirit world, then what will happen? Anybody who believes in the spirit world knows that when Father ascends to the spirit world, he will probably be more with us than he will probably be more with us than he is now, becoming more accessible to each and every one of us. All you have to do is simply pray, meditate, commune with the divine within, and our Father will be with you every step of the way. Whenever we are confronted with difficulty, the only thing we need to do is concentrate on true parents. We need to know how incredibly blessed we are to have them in our lives now. Understanding how valuable they are, we have the job and the responsibility to go forth and reach out to the other brothers and sisters who are waiting for the opportunity to know true parents in their lifetime. I believe that was Injanim, but I'm not entirely sure. So I think when it's mentioned here that when Father ascends to the spirit world, he will probably be more accessible to us because he's beyond time and space. And I think some of us have maybe had experiences with Father in the spirit world, or we felt Father's heart, Father's close to us. The spirit world is very, very close to us. I got an email or a message just the other day from one of Songja's friends from GPA. And she said she just had a baby, and she said that she was feeling a little bit low. There was just so much work to do and losing sleep. And for those of us who have had children, we know that it can get hard, right? Right, Kineo-san? When you have a small baby to take care of and you haven't slept and they're crying and and it can be quite an adjustment. But so said that she was feeling a little bit low, and she had a dream, and Songja appeared in a dream with her, and they were in a tree house. And then somehow her husband he dropped his phone down the toilet, but it actually went, is a dream, guys. It went all the way into the plumbing, and so they were trying to chase down where the phone had gone, and they ended up in a garbage heap. And so they're looking through the garbage, and they find her husband's phone, and then Songja finds a pearl necklace. And then they're walking back to the tree house. And her friend, whose name is Catherine, like me, Songja said, "Come on, Catherine, let's run." And she's like, no, Song, I'm too tired. And Song says, "No, come on, let's run. You can do it." And she kept pushing her till finally, then when they were running, they were going upstairs. You know how dreams, everything kind of, they're dreams. But they were going up and downstairs, and this sister wrote to me that she really wanted to give up, but Songja was really encouraging her to keep going. And so when she woke up, she felt such a closeness. So I think all the time there's that kind of encouragement that our true Father or our ancestors or our family members, whoever's close to us, they want to give to us. And we can really feel confident in that. And also, when I remember when Song was sick, at one point Injanim came to visit, and because Songja knew her from when going to the piano recitals here, and then also from GPA. And at that time, Song couldn't speak anymore. She couldn't move or anything. But Injanim just kind of stood over her, just rubbing her arms with tears streaming down her face. And she said to Songja, she goes, "Songja, I'm sure Father has a great mission for you in the spiritual world. And I'm sure Mother has a great mission for you in the physical world. So wherever you go, true parents are there. So don't worry. Either if you stay on earth or you go to the spirit world, you'll find true parents. So don't worry. It was very, very comforting. And even though that time Songja could only move really her left eye, you could tell she was completely, present there with that experience. So also in this speech where it says, we all face difficulties, but that's the time for us to really, pray and meditate and quiet ourselves and focus on our true parents. So for me, these past few weeks, my mind is completely occupied by February 25th, which is, what is it? One big celebration day, one big celebration day, right? So Heavenly Parents' Day is February 16th. True Parents' birthday is February 21st. And Foundation Day is February 28th. So it was really a kind of trying to figure out what do we do about these holidays now that we're not in Korea where there's just 2 solid weeks of celebrations, I guess. How do we actually do that? Because our True Mother is also really emphasizing True Parents' birthday, kind of as like Christmas should be celebrated like Christmas. So I discussed with different people and we decided upon February 25th. And it's a very special, these are all like the key days for us. God's Day, Heavenly Parents' Day, True Parents' birthday, Foundation Day, the kind of establishment of Chanil Guk. So now I'm going to get a little more practical. Okay, so you kind of got your spiritual message. Now I'm going to get practical, because actually to do these holidays and to do them well and to have a big celebration where brothers and sisters from all over the region come, it's a huge amount of work. Huge amount of work. Can anyone say amen to that? Kinyo-san, how come you didn't say amen? It's a huge amount of work, and a lot of times it's the same people that do a lot of it. And I thought, we should try to expand all the work that needs to be done and all the stuff that needs to be done. Let's give more people an opportunity to participate. But in order to have a greater opportunity to participate, you got to know what needs to be done. So we're going to get interactive now with Taka in the back. So you want to bring the screen up? I'm going to say stuff, he's going to put stuff up. And if you'd like to volunteer for something, or just you can see, and if you want to add something, feel free. So what I'm also, just so you know what we're doing, and the reason why we're in a circle, is I'm going to talk first just about some of the external things that are part of God's Day, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more internally about a kind of maybe possible goal or something that we can try to set together. Things that are going on. And Frank was invited based on his own work that he's done in this area. So he's going to share first some of those kind of how he uses the principle to do this kind of work, and it's very helpful to know how to talk to somebody who has an opinion that's really different than your own and not get in an argument, right? Find a common base, find a way to not just tolerate or accept each other, but understand and have give and take. And then he's also thinking about if anyone wanted to work with him to have some sort of a program that we could do here that would be, he would help to sort of train us. So it's that part, we'll see what the interest is, but I think it's going to be a very interesting workshop, and we're trying to keep it so that it's not taking up the whole day, that we can still do some work afterwards. And I told Frank, there's going to be people setting up tables, and the place is going to smell of bulgogi. So he said, no problem, we can work around it. But it's both that seminar and the God's Day celebration itself are really great opportunities for us to invite people. And I know we're here all the time, tribal Messiah, and it's kind of like after it just sort of, or you think, oh, I should do it, or it goes over your head, or else you've also felt like I have a friend, I have a coworker, I have a relative, I have someone that I want to introduce to our church, but I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday service or this or whatever. I think these 2 days are a great opportunity. So the reason why we're in a circle today is that I want everyone to think about somebody that you might like to invite to either the workshop or to the God's Day service. And share with the people at your table about that person. Now, maybe you'll feel like, I have this friend, but I still don't feel confident, or you have some barrier or whatever. And really, let's listen to each other. Let's listen to each other's, who we have. A roommate, a school friend, a coworker, a second gen that that we haven't seen in a long time. Your own child that you haven't seen hasn't come to church in a long time, maybe. I sent an invitation to Grace Ross. I said, Grace, why don't you come join us? So, a minister, a contact. Some of the ministers we know, they're retired. If you really feel like I don't really have anybody, that's fine too. I don't want anybody to feel pressure, okay? But you can listen to everybody else at your table who they might want to invite, and then at least pray for that person. If you don't have anybody, or I see there's like a whole table of high school students back there. But then, share with each, maybe you have some experience that you've had trying to talk to somebody at your school about your faith, or maybe you don't, I don't know. So I'll let you guys deal with this how you want, okay? But otherwise, let's just take a moment and think about that, and then if there's a barrier to your inviting somebody, then share about that, and maybe we can eventually come to address that. So it's going to be our one big celebration day is going to have good music, right, Jim? Right, Dar? Right, Sebastian? We're going to have good music, Worcester and Boston together. We're going to have a good speaker. The place is going to look beautiful. We're going to have good food. We're going to have fun. What's there not to love? Maybe something. Everybody's got something in their head there. But that was one of the reasons why I asked Dr. Kaufman to come, is because I think he really can present a message that is very user-friendly, so to speak. So let's take a moment. Everyone do that. We'll just share maybe for the next 15 minutes. And if you have a pen, somebody write it down. And also be aware of the people at your table so that maybe you can make a pair with somebody. So so can everybody just join me in prayer? Our beloved Heavenly Parent, we are so grateful to you for the love that we receive every day, the beauty of the creation, the freshness of air, the sky, the plants, everything of the creation that's so lovely. And even at this time of year when things are dormant, we're grateful for the love that surrounds us through our family, our brothers and sisters, even sometimes through strangers. In many ways, you're always expressing your love to us. Heavenly Parent, we are grateful for gathering this Sunday service, for us to think about people that we know, that we want to kind of expand our realm of relationship with and bring them into our family. That our Heavenly Parents' Day, True Parents' Birthday, Foundation Day celebration is such a wonderful time when we all come together. The church is beautiful, the food is delicious, the music is good, the sermon is good, everything is just really uplifting, and there's so many different ages and backgrounds, and when people experience it, they have a good experience, and we want to really show them that's kind of heavenly culture, Hyeojang culture. We also want to pray for our True Mother. I'm sure that many things are going on with our movement in Korea right now, centered upon the Olympics and all the people that are there and everything, and And we just pray for the unification of North and South Korea under the banner of true love. We pray for this world that is in so need of true love, and we want to elevate ourselves to become the people that can be really instruments of peace and of love, of friendship, and of so much goodness in this world. Heavenly Parent, I thank you for this time together, and I offer this report in the name of the Ono family, a blessed central family. Adieu.